Now on Sunrise, Portland gets some attention from the Harris campaign. The second gentleman set to make a stop in the Rose City. Plus, a homeowner's fight over a tree, how the city's trying to get him to pay to remove it, even though it's not even on his property. Good morning, and thanks for getting up with us on this Sunday. I'm Libby Dowsett alongside Daisy Caballero. Nice to have you back, Daisy.
Likewise, thank you so much. Hey, are you excited for the fall-like weather?
Yeah, I love fall.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost ready to bring out those sweaters and the cardigans, the beanies.
It's cold enough.
It is. I mean, for right now, if you're out on a walk or anything of those sorts for this morning, you may need a pretty warm jacket because we're talking those 40s, low 40s in some areas, 30s for some folks over on the coast. But what we're not seeing this morning is really any cloud coverage. The only disturbance that we were expecting to see is already headed over east. So checking out at the coast, like I said, in those 30s for Cannon Beach, 37 to be specific. Over to the Dalles, a little bit warmer, 56 degrees. And here in the Rose City, we're seeing those mid to upper 40s for many of us along the I-5 corridor. So not looking at any low visibility up and down the I-5 corridor, but a little bit as we're looking over to the McMinnville area. Everyone else is really in the clear here. Looking at the rest of our current temperatures, check it out. 42 degrees over in Forest Grove. That's also the case for Hillsborough, for Beaverton, 48 for Troutdale, and 50 degrees for Hood River. So Portland, Vancouver, and Longview, here's what your day is going to be looking like. 68 degrees for Portland, 65 for both Vancouver and Longview as well. We'll give you more details on what else you need to prepare for this coming up week in my full forecast.
Thank you, Daisy. New overnight, Portland saw another shooting. This was on Whitaker Road, just off I-5 in North Portland. Video from the scene shows much of a Chevron gas station blocked off by crime tape. Police have not gotten back to us yet on the specifics. The shooting was reported just before midnight, and investigators were on scene much of the early morning. We will let you know when we learn more. And police are still looking for a driver who hit and killed a person in Northeast Portland. Police say the victim was hit trying to cross the street near Northeast 113th Avenue and East Burnside around 10 Friday night. By the time they got there, the driver had left and the pedestrian was dead. Neighbors tell us drivers are often going too fast through this area.
I mean, I'm sure that person was scared and devastated that they did what they did. Hopefully they were. But I definitely think that, yeah, taking off like that is cowardly.
This is the 50th deadly crash in Portland so far this year. Police have not released a description of the suspect vehicle. Cleanup is underway in parts of the southeast United States following Hurricane Helene. The monster storm killed at least 64 people. Video from Asheville, North Carolina shows the extent of the flooding that carried entire homes away. Millions are without power and some areas are completely cut off by the flooding and damage. For those starting to clean up, many don't know where to start. In Horseshoe Beach, Florida, one man who was also hit by a hurricane last year says he's never seen anything like this storm in his 64 years of living in the area.
It's hard to hold back tears. It's kind of, you kind of figure, is it worth it? I've always said I was hard-headed, and whatever it come, I could do it. This is bad.
And search and rescue crews are still going through structures to check for survivors. There are several new developments in the Middle East this morning. The U.S. military announced it's killed 37 terrorist operatives in targeted strikes in Syria over the past few weeks. That includes multiple leaders of ISIS. This comes as Israel continues strikes in Lebanon that local officials say have killed more than 1,000 people. Israel has killed another senior Hezbollah figure after the killing Friday of the group's longtime leader. The Pentagon says it's looking to increase the number of U.S. troops and equipment in the area, with President Biden saying it's time for a ceasefire. Vice President Kamala Harris is hoping to drum up support for her campaign today with a visit to Portland from the second gentleman. Doug Emhoff will deliver remarks at a campaign reception this afternoon. The event is not open to the public and the location has not been released. He's only expected to be in town for a few hours before heading to the San Francisco area. And coming up on Tuesday, you can watch the vice presidential candidates debate here on KGW. NBC coverage starts at 5 p.m. Senator J.D. Vance and Governor Tim Walz will square off for the first time starting at 6. A tree, a property line, and $5,000. That's the root of a fight between a Southwest Portland homeowner and the city of Portland. It comes after the city told that homeowner to pay thousands of dollars to remove a tree that's damaging a nearby sidewalk. Blair Best has the story.
This all started 8 months ago when Jeremy Peters got a letter from the city of Portland. It said he was responsible for removing this tree. It's on city property and more than 30 feet away from his Southwest Portland home.
So I was like, how are we even responsible for that?
The tree's roots had started to damage the sidewalk. And under current city code, that means it's the responsibility of the closest property owner to remove it. The city says that's Jeremy, and it would cost him about $5,000.
Again, that's a huge amount of money. I don't see how we're responsible, and I don't understand why the city wouldn't step up and just take care of a problem.
Over the next several months, Jeremy spent $3,000 removing the damaged sidewalk, along with numerous inspections, before calling for help.
At that point, we said, forget it, and we called the ombudsman to see what we could figure out, because it was getting ridiculous.
The ombudsman's office recently released a report calling on the city to foot the bill. Here's the city's deputy ombudsman.
I find it very concerning that the city has not jumped to take this responsibility.
Meanwhile, the report shows that the city of Portland paid to remove a tree here outside the Portland Art Museum. It was mainly on private property, except for 6 inches that grew onto the public right-of-way, raising concerns over the fairness of these city codes.
A spokesperson for Portland Parks and Recreation says the tree outside the art museum was considered a heritage tree, which the city is responsible for, different from the one in Southwest.
Our office really considers this fundamentally unfair, these two different situations.
Like, come on, like, I can't get any help, or you can't just do what you need to do, city.
I think it's people's expectations on what they can expect with the city. They want the rules to be written clearly so that they have an understanding of what they're responsible for.
And that was Blair Best reporting. The city's Parks and Recs department admits rules around trees and who is responsible for them are complex and confusing. They are hoping to change that. They just got money through a clean energy fund that could speed up that process. Meanwhile, that Southwest Portland homeowner is continuing to fight for Portland to pick up the bill. Happening today, it's the 40th annual Blessing of the Animals at the Grotto in Northeast Portland. All faiths are welcome to join. You can bring your pet to the grotto for a special blessing and prayer. The ceremony starts this afternoon at 3:30.